Good morning to all. Today I am just going to introduce a new course on Indian polity. It's for UPSC. Those who are targeting for UPSC 2026, you can just watch in this course. There will be a detailed analysis of the analysis for polity for prelims and mains. Definitely it could be useful, and I can assure you, if you follow this course and follow the study materials and follow it properly, definitely you can score a good marks in polity on both prelims and mains. And we would be just doing every topics, and there would be the same type of discussion on every topic. Some topic we would be go in depth and we would be analyzing everything, and some topic we would be just seeing in a broader sense, and how you can think like how this man knows, or you may be scolding me like, Array, what you know, like you are just started a YouTube channel and you saying I know what to teach everything. Yeah, there are two important documents released by UPSC every year. That's syllabus and POQ. Sorry, the syllabus was not reached like released every year. The question papers are only reached. It's a disclaimer. And okay. And before, like if you are in the UPSC field, definitely you know, like every teachers, every toppers, they would be saying at least you have to study once or twice the syllabus before you just started your preparation. Yes, it's true. You have to study at least twice or thrice, or if you possible, just memorize the syllabus, because the syllabus will. One minute, guys. Okay. The syllabus will say what to study. And the POQ would say how depth you have to study. It just give a direction for your preparation, because the polity is a vast subject. Even the lawyers, even the constitution experts, even the judges are interpreting the constitution, and we are studying the constitution. We are not going so in depth, but in a broader sense. How do you know, like what you have to study? And this topic you have to go some in depth analysis, and this topic you have to just make it in a broader sense. How do you know? It's because of the POQ. Because the questions, the way the question UPSC asks and where the question they makes everything, from that we can just predict, okay, this is this topic it's required, and it's you can ask whether it's 100%. Sorry, some technical error. Okay, you can ask whether you can predict 100%. No, definitely not. No one can predict the UPSC. But you can say at least in polity, I can say if the prelims, if the questions would be 17, you can just attend at least 13 to 14. Definitely there would be 3 to 5 questions, there would be ambiguous questions would be there. We can't say like we could attend every questions in UPSC, but if you watch my video, or if you go to some classes, or if you follow a standard source, and if you read everything, definitely if the questions would be approximately 15 to 17, you could attend at least 12 to 13. The 3 questions you can't say, it would be like ambiguous. And for syllabus, yeah, syllabus defines what to study. As I already said, I'm just reiterating it. Syllabus says what to study. Now let me decode the syllabus one by one. Okay, it's the syllabus for prelims. Just it was given: Indian polity and governance, constitution, political system, Panchayat Raj, public policy, and rights issues. I know it's visible to all. There is a term called etc. And this is how UPSC plays with us. Etc. Means they can ask from anything from constitution, anything from political system, anything from Panchayat Raj. Yeah, this is UPSC. There will be if you see in every topic, there will be a term called etc. And they are saying just we would be asked from anything else. Who are you to question us like that? Okay, and I would be covering it in a detailed way. And definitely, I can assure you, you can attend the most not every questions if it asked directly from the static part. And if we go to the mains, there is a detailed syllabus and detailed definition of syllabus was given in mains. And just you have to just go through the syllabus twice, thrice, if possible, just memorize it, as I already said. Okay, let me just decode the main syllabus for you guys. Okay. Indian Constitution, historical underpinnings, evolution, features, amendments, significant provisions, and basic structure. Okay. Actually, with respect to the historical underpinnings, there would be a lost. If you understand some history, then it would be easy for me to take you in the line, because to understand historical underpinnings, you have to just understand why the British government came to India. Because first the East India Company is a private company. After that, the British government came and they enacted lots of laws, and how what was the Pitt's in the Act, why it was enacted, it was the first act it was evolved, and how the government of India Act 1909, and then like 1935. If you I think if you definitely you guys are going to some coaching for in the UPSC field, or you will be preparing self. If you read at least once the history, then it is easy for me to explain, and if I say, you will be understanding it. Otherwise, if I start the Pitt's in the Act, I have to say why the Pitt's in the Act was created, and for that I have to go to history, why the British India came to India, why the East India Company came to India. Like that, I have to explain more things. So it would be, I think it's a waste of time. Rather than it's a polity class, it would be done as a history class. So okay, after I would be taking, yeah, definitely I would be taking this, but in the last, maybe in my last class, or classes in last week, I am just planning this historical underpinnings. And apart from it, there are okay. Apart from it, let me see, there is the function and responsibility of the Union and States, issues and challenges pertaining to the federal structure. You just note these words: issues, challenges. Just see the issues, challenges. Okay. Actually, let me just briefly say about what's the difference between prelims and mains. Prelims. In prelims is a recognition test. Like, you would be studying everything. You would be studying the Article 21, right to life and liberty, Article 14, right to equality, and just Article like Article 25, right to once have right to profess their religion, and you would be studying the executive, Article 52, President of India. Like that, you would be studying. You would be just you would be seeing a MCQ, and there will be 4 options, and you have to just tick a option. Just you have to recognize. For example, they would be asking the let me say the PICS India Act 1773. Like, yeah, it was the first legislation. What was the first legislation and when it was enacted? PICS India Act 1773. That's it. You have to just recognize it. But for mains, you have to just analyze the topic. You have to just find what are the. They would be asking about the analyze the PICS India Act 1773. Then you have to just say the challenges, issues, then you have to benefits. You have to just analyze. You have to just analyze everything. That's the mains. And the greatest difference is, it's a prelims is a recognition test and mains is a recall test. You have to just remind everything, and you have to think within the for 10 marker question, there is 7 minutes for answering. You have to just remind everything, and you have to consolidate everything in the 7 minutes, and you have to deliver it. If you have that, if you develop the skill, actually answer writing is a skill. Without practice, it is not possible to write a perfect answer. Definitely, when you guys writing the first answer, it would be like as foolish. You may think, oh, yo, like why I'm just writing, I'm just an intellectual in my college days. But no, if you just go with the main strength and main answers, without practice you couldn't make the precise and crisp answers within 7 minutes, because there's a word limit like 150 words. Okay, let me say, actually I'm planning a separate session for answer writing. I would be explaining in this. Otherwise, this session would be going like a elaborated one. Okay, let me come to the syllabus. Separation of power between various organs, like that judiciary, executive, legislature, and the just see, and the dispute redressal mechanism and institutions. So like in every topics, if you see, there would be for example, in first topics there is a function and responsibilities. What are the functions of the union, what are the functions of the state, and they are asking about the issues. In second topic, they are asking about the separation of powers. The separation of power means there will be the judiciary, executive, and what are the issues. Now there is a tussle between the judiciary and that governor issue, and it's all about like current update, and definitely I will discuss. Sorry, I'm just new to this, so I'm just getting evolved, so I'm just couldn't control it. Okay, like that. What are the issues? Just 1 minute. Okay. And dispute redressal mechanism. Then what are the dispute redressal mechanism? We would be studying everything in this course. Then comparison of the Indian constitution scheme with the other countries. Okay, because when our Indian constitution was like adapted in 1949, before that there was various countries adopted the constitution. For example, the US constitution is the oldest constitution. It was adapted in at least at 1700 something, 1770s, like that. So our constitution makers have adopted various best practices from the various constitutions. So there is a topic called comparison of the Indian constitutional scheme with that of other countries. For example, we have adapted the procedure established by law. Then we have adapted the maximum, for example, the independence of judiciary from the US constitution, and there will be some provisions of the Australian constitution, some provisions of the South American constitution, South African constitution, and we have adapted various provisions from the various constitution. For example, the residuary power, it would be at center. It was in the Canadian constitution, and DPSP and USSR fundamental duties from the USSR constitution. Like that, will be from Irish constitution. It would be like it's a chapter. Yeah, I would going and explain this topic because it's a line. So there would be definitely a question 1 year or other compared to constitution. You have to be so strong. You have to be actually with respect to mains, there is advantage. They are giving like separation of power, comparison of Indian constitution. Definitely there will be a question. You can just assure and you can go. There will be a question from these lines. And parliament and state legislature functions, yeah, it would be this or the parliament. It would be like Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, president, and state legislature there would be governor. Like that, we would be studying the structure, functioning, connect of business. Like connect of business by speaker is the presiding officer, and powers and privileges and issues, everything. If you, as I said, if you mention, if you see everything, there will be issues like what UPSC are expecting, whether this candidate is potential to understand the whole structure, and whether he can figure out some issues arising in the current event, and he can give a positive or productive way forward. That's the expectation of every question. And there is subtopic. It's like analyze. It would be it's a separate topic. I would be taking in a separate class. Apart from it, the UPSC is expecting that everything there will be issues, and the dispute redressal mechanism issues, like that. In every, if you see every topic, there will be like this. You have to just analyze and you have to write. Then structure, organization, and function of the executive and judiciary, ministers and departments of the government. What are the actually this year prelims? There was a question about the departments, that ED was in the department. There is like some trade departments, like that. So it's directly picked from the mains. So you should not rely like for prelims. First I would complete the prelims portion, and after that I would cover the main syllabus. No, both are just integrated, because there is a, as I said, there is a term called etc. in prelims. So they can fill the etc. with this mains. So both are at least integrated. So because lots of questions was coming and reflecting from this syllabus also. So have to be, your preparation must be in an integrated way. Definitely, if you are going to a coaching, they would be giving a strategy. You just stick to it. And if you are studying self preparation, definitely you will be planning for a strategy. And just this course is for those who have no idea about the polity, and if you many people have some poor reading skills, and if you couldn't understand what was in the book, and you can just rely on this course, it will be a comprehensive course for you guys. Okay. And there's a one line salient features of the representation of the people act, that RP Act. There is two RP Act, 1950 and 1951. And I would be just explaining. I won't be explain RP Act in a complete form, and we would be linking. For example, there's for the removal of the speaker. There's like RP Act. In those topic with the respective topic, we'd be just saying these are the provisions out there in the RP Act in this topic, like that. You'd be just linking with every topics, and you could be when I just covering it, you could be able to answer these questions in a comprehensive manner. And appointment to various constitutional posts. Constitutional posts, do you know, like everyone knows that Election Commission of India. 1 minute. Sorry, actually I'm just struggling to use this notepad. Okay. Do you know the Election Commission of India and the CAG, CAG? These are the constitutional posts, and you just see the syllabus. Appointment of the various constitutional posts, powers, function, and responsibility of the various. They are just asking what are the functions, what are the powers, and we would be going in depth that constitutional. There's a chapter called constitutional bodies or non-constitutional bodies. We'll be going in depth, and we're going to analyze these topics. Okay. Hope I am audible, because I'm just recording the video, so I couldn't hear any responses. And there are statutory, regulatory, and various quasi-judicial bodies, and we could be understanding statutory, regulatory, everything when we come to the respective topics. We could be explaining, like I would be explaining everything. And government policies, intervention for the development in various sectors and issues arising out of it. As I pointed out, there is a issue here also. Then development process and development industry, role of NGO, SHG, self-help groups, and various like peer groups, everything. Then welfare schemes like vulnerable sessions. Actually, this topic you would be covering in your society. Actually, I have a plan to, if I just complete the polity topics within the time duration, definitely I would be covering this topic also. Otherwise, if you are going to a coaching institute, or there's a social justice in GS2, those topics or these you'd be covering in your society class, or if possible, definitely I would be covering these topics also. My main focus was to complete the polity course in a very comprehensive and detailed manner. And if I got further time, and if the time permits me, definitely I will be taking these classes also. Okay. I hope there will be some clarity you will be getting in the syllabus, and when we started the class, definitely you could understand everything, because these things are the complete polity, and I couldn't explain everything in one day. So if I start the course, you would be getting more idea about this. And okay, everyone might think like how to approach the polity, how to study, whether I have to, as I already mentioned, whether I have to study prelims first, then I have to go to mains, or I have to just study parallelly both. You would be thinking like how to approach like that. Okay, let me give a simple trick, but it's not compulsion. You have to follow this trick alone. If you just trust me, and if you follow, definitely you can attend. But if you just follow these, and if your coaching institute says some other strategy, and you are following this and and you are just blending this and that, you don't know. Just follow one strategy and stick to it. If you are going to a coaching institute, just follow them blindly. That's all I can say. Okay. First of all, you have to know the basic introduction about the subject. Like, for example, it would be I would be covering intro part in 1 or 2 classes. I have to know some basic key terms. As I said, what is like deemed, it would be there. Then what is judiciary, and what is executive. These are the 3 main organs. What is legislature, and what is parliament, and what is constitution. And you have to understand some basic things, basic stuffs. You could find it in the sixth. You could find it in the NCRTs. Yes, if you come to the UPSC preparation, there will be a mantra. You have to do NCRT first, and you have to come. For polity, I won't suggest you have to read to the sixth grade NCRT, because however you are going to attend some classes or you are going to some coaching classes, it will be covering mostly introduction, but you have to read the 10th or 11th, I forgot. There's an NCRT called Indian Constitution at Work and Political Theory. Definitely you have to read the Indian Constitution at Work. It's a wonderful book, and you could just definitely you could understand like what is Constitution and why it came, and what are the basic rights, everything you could understand. That book you have to read, definitely you have to read. And after that, there's a book called Political Theory. There will be lots of things. You have to just get their perspective, like how they are thinking on what is freedom, about what is freedom for them, like that. You have to just understand that. These two books you have to definitely read. Then Constitution, I would be covering it in a simplified manner. If possible, I would be giving some acronyms, everything. See, sorry, I couldn't pronounce it. And that current updates would be given whenever required. For example, there's a tussle between the governor and Tamil Nadu government, and if the update record, I would be providing maybe in the separate session, or when it come to governor, I would be just linking those topics like current affairs plus static. I would be saying how to link the current affairs plus static in the upcoming courses. And previous year question paper, yes, if I complete a topic, there will be some previous year question. Definitely I couldn't attach full questions. I'll be discussing about like 5 to 10 questions approximately from the previous year. Based upon the topics, I'll be segregating, and I will be providing to you guys. And miscellaneous area, like miscellaneous area means there are calls citizenship. Citizenship is a small topic, and probably I think last 10 year 1 or 2 questions came. And there are subject called political theory. It would be covering, definitely would be covered, but in the end, first actually our class would be first we would be covering the important things. For example, what is legislative, what is executive, and what is parliament, what is judiciary, then what are the basic rights, what are the directive principle, what is directive principle, and what are the duties, why we are going to adapt it. We'll be covering those, and later we will be just going to cover some miscellaneous topics like non-constitutional bodies, then that rights act, everything we would be covering it at the end. Okay, this is the basic thing I just explained in a very broader way, and I would be go in detail in my introduction class. And material, what, like many of them would say like what book I have to read, whether there are any standard books. Yes, in market, if you go and ask to any, most of the students, I won't say all the students, most of the students, they would be suggesting a book called Lakshmi Kant. And definitely I'm not against the book, it was really a nice book, but I found a better book for polity, that's Polity Simplified, by, like, the author of the book was Rangarajan sir. He was the ex-IS officer, and he just wrote the book. I think he just wrote the book with a great love, because it was such simplified. I just read the book like 1 or twice, and it was not boring. It would be like he was giving various acronymics, like something like that. No, sorry, I couldn't pronounce it. Apologies for that. And the book was really, the structure of the book was really nice, and he was given like article number near whenever it's required, so it is easy for you guys to recall it. So I would suggest, if you guys have no idea, definitely if you go some coaching institute, they would be suggesting some books, you just follow it. And if you are a person who are just preparing who are just started preparation of UPSC, and you are in a self preparation, definitely I would suggest you just go and read Polity Simplified. It would be one stop solution for the polity, I would suggest it. And NCRT, as I said, there are 2 NCRT, Constitution at Work and Political Theory. NCRTs. I hope this pen was visible. Okay. This 2 NCERT, first you have to read Constitution at work. It would be a very very elementary form. How a 10th class student would think, and how he have to understand the Constitution. It would be in that standard. And after that, if you read the Polity Simplified along with my course, it would be very useful for you. Definitely, I can assure you 100% this book is worth reading. Okay. And what can you expect in this course? What can you expect from my side? I want to just give some clarity about it. One minute, guys. Sorry, I just want to change the color. So sorry, guys. Okay. What to expect from this course? Whether yes, definitely you can 100% you can rely on this course for your polity preparation, I can assure you. Plus there is a, I just suggested the Polity Simplified book. If you watch the class and if you read the book, definitely it would be a comprehensive way of understanding the book. Maximum I just referred the books for my classes, so it would be useful for you, and it's really a nice book, and you can definitely read that book. Apart from it, what can you expect from my side? The I can't assure that if you watch this video and you can just memorize polity everything. No, it's for classes. I could say during classes 90% you can trust the teacher, but after classes 10%, during classes 10% it's your work, you have to just listen, but after classes 90% is your work, you have to revise. If you revise the polity in a regular manner, and I could assure you it's the easiest subject, but if you just watching the for example my introduction class or salient features of Indian Constitution or preamble, and you are reading it after 1 month, then you can say no, this I think this man, and you would say like this man don't know anything, I couldn't get anything. Definitely no, not only you, if whoever expert do this, they couldn't understand anything. How to revise it? Because in the UPSC preparation, revision was the most crucial part. I could say just 10 to 12 articles a day, but without revision, nothing. Without revision, the class was totally waste. You could definitely after the class you just go and read once or twice, and if you have doubts, you can ask the remaining 10%. Yeah, is their teacher for resolving your doubts. That's all. Apart from it, I would be conducting some tests. I couldn't conduct most of the tests, but definitely I would be doing like 1 or 2 tests like that, and there will be questions as maximum question I would be adding in the slides, and you can just refer it. POQ from 2011 to 2025 I would do for you guys, and before that you have to just work out. And if you have any doubt, I would be just saying my mail, you can just always contact me, and I would be just giving I would be creating Telegram channel, and I would be giving the link in the description. You just join the channel, and if you guys have any doubt, just mail me, or just if possible you can text in the Telegram channel. Definitely I could resolve the doubt, and for answer writing I would just make a separate video. I think that's all, guys. Okay, how to prepare for prelims and mains. Okay, I think I have actually explained this. Yes, prelims is a recognition test, mains is a recall test. I'm just reiterating it, and I have explained it how to prepare. Just you have to just know the broader thing, and you couldn't, like, if you know something and if you can't recognize it, like for example, I have mentioned various articles, or if you know some concept, speaker, who is the speaker, is the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha, if you know it, and you can just by seeing the question, if you can't recognize it, you are done with the prelims. But for mains, you have to recall. For example, Article 93 of the Article 94 of the Indian Constitution provide something, some eligibility conditions for the speaker. You have to know, because you have to quote in the mains exam some articles. So you have to just recall it. And I think I have shared many things that while explaining syllabus, that issues, challenges, your perspective. Just your the difference is your perspective change. That's the broader thing. If I say, apart from this, nothing was going to change. Everything was same you are going to study, but how you prepare was going to change. That's it. Okay, hope you understand, and I think this video was giving some valuation or no. This course is going to help some way in your preparation. And if I want to improve something, or if you think something you can make it better, you can always suggest me. I'm just ready to take all criticism. Okay, thank you everyone, have a nice day, and hope we can see in the upcoming classes. Fine, bye, goodbye, goodbye everyone.